What if the upgrade you've been waiting for actually cuts corners and no one told you? Samsung just dropped the Galaxy S25 FE, and while it's dressed like an upgrade, some of the changes underneath might make you pause. Thinner, yes. Lighter, also yes. But smaller battery, slower chipset, recycled cameras, that's where things get tricky. The real question, should you spend more on the shiny new S25 FE, or is the discounted S24 FE actually the smarter pick? Welcome back, viewers! Sam here! If you love tech that makes you think twice, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with your favorite tech buddy. So the S25 FE looks familiar, almost too familiar at first glance. It's nearly a clone of last year's Fan Edition, but hold it in your hand and you'll feel the difference. Samsung shaved off 0.6 mm in thickness and dropped the weight by over 20 grams. It's now just 190 grams, which is crazy light for a phone with a 6.7-inch screen. It feels sleeker, more comfortable, and yes, a little more premium. Color-wise, a Samsung kept things simple but fresh, classic black and white, plus 2 new shades of blue, one soft, one deep. It's subtle, but it gives the lineup a bit more personality this year. Now, here's where things start to get sneaky. The display, it's still a 6.7-inch 120Hz OLED panel, Samsung's bread and butter, but this time it uses LTPO tech, which means it can slow the refresh rate way down when you don't need it, saving battery. Also, peak brightness is up by 36%. On a sunny day, that difference is real. You can see more clearly than ever before. But there's a twist. Despite all these visual improvements, rumors suggest Samsung has shrunk the battery. Last year's model had 4 700 megs. This one, it might drop to 4 500 meg. That's not a typo. Samsung may have sacrificed battery life for thinness, and that's a bold move. Or risky, depending on how you use your phone. Thankfully, charging gets a serious glow up. The S25 FE now supports 450W fast charging, finally catching up to its flagship siblings. That's almost twice as fast as the S24 FE's 2050W. You'll go from 0 to 50% in about half an hour. Plus, it supports 50W wireless charging with Qi 2 Ready support. Wait, don't toss your MagSafe wallet just yet. The S25 FE has no magnets, so you'll need a magnetic case if you want to use magnetic accessories. Cameras, well, let's just say Samsung didn't reinvent the wheel here. The rear setup is basically unchanged. 50MP main 12MP ultra-wide AMP3X telephoto. If you've used the S24 FE or even the S23 FE, you know the deal. Solid mid-range shooters, but nothing mind-blowing. The only real camera upgrade, the selfie cam, it jumps from 10MP to 12MP and uses the same sensor as the S25 flagship. That means sharper selfies, better skin tones, and improved video calls. Finally, something that feels new. Now let's talk performance, and brace yourself because this part's confusing. The S24 FE used a special version of the Exynos 2400 chip, underclocked for battery and thermal reasons. The S25 FE, it gets the full Exynos 2400 chip, the same one used in last year's S24 and S24 Plus. Sounds great until you remember we're now deep into the next generation of flagship processors. Against newer Snapdragon chips, this thing lags behind, and worse, RAM and storage haven't budged. Still AGB, still the same tiers. That raises a big question. Is this really an upgrade or just a slightly polished rerun? Let's not forget software. The S25 FE will be one of the first style phones to launch with One UI 8 and Android 16, straight out of the box, clean, snappy, and full of useful AI features. Samsung also confirmed it'll get 7 years of software updates, which is a huge win for long-term buyers. If you're planning to stick with your phone for a while, this might be one of the best reasons to choose the S25 FE, and then there's timing. Samsung usually drops the Fan Edition around October. But this time, it's launching early? Really early. Word is the S25 FE could hit shelves by late August. Samsung's strategy here is to push volume while phasing out the standard S26, focusing only on Pro models next year. In short, the Fan Edition might become the new entry-level flagship. So where does all that leave us? If you already own the S24 FE, you can skip the S24 FE without missing much. If you're choosing between the two right now, that's where things get interesting. If you care about better selfies, faster charging, and having the newest software out of the box, the S25 FE might be worth the extra cash. But if you're looking to save money and still get 90% of the same experience, same camera, similar chip, excellent display, the S24 FE on discount is a seriously smart move. Plus, it still gets the 7-year update promise, so you're not missing out on longevity. At the end of the day, the S25 FE isn't a bad phone. It's just not a mind-blowing upgrade. It's a refinement, a tweak, not a transformation. And depending on what matters to you, that might be just enough, or not nearly worth the price jump. Which one would you pick? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to hear what you think. And if this helped you out, don't forget to subscribe, and share this with someone who's trying to pick between these two phones. Catch you in the next one!